Welcome back to the Free Cups cast.
Move up.
Or podcast. Or video cast.
Or group of friends.
Or group of... No, fuck you, we're not friends.
Yeah, extend yourself, boy.
So mean.
Today we got a very special guest. We got Cosmic Arcade's own Tino.
You know
Tino
what it
Gee.
is.
Tino Gee in the house.
Tino
What you
Gee.
saying, what you saying, what you saying.
But
What
yeah,
am I doing?
what are you doing today? Why are you here, man?
Well, I'm just here, you know, chilling. I wanted to observe this in real life. That's what I came
That's
here
it.
to do. I'm Ofsted for podcasts, innit? So
Ofsted!
I'm here to check the quality and assess. Nah, I'm just fucking with you, man. I'm here to design the 3 Cups logo. But
That is
live.
not the logo. Just
Yeah.
so you know. That
So-
behind us is the stand-in.
Just an
So
image.
in
just
graphic
an
design, you have many different logo, and that would be the typeface logo. So when you just have the basic word, and you know it works for now, but the guys asked me to do something a little bit more illustrative, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm recording my screen right now. I'm just trying to find some files to help make things a bit easier for myself. And yeah, you'll be able to see this. Hopefully, when everything's edited, you man can see it. I don't know where.
We don't know where either, but it will be
Yeah.
there.
It will be
But
there,
everybody's
don't worry.
gonna- everybody can see it.
Yeah, so I'll be doing it. I might finish it today, and in the podcast, I might not. Who knows? I might have to come back. You know,
It's a mystery to all of us.
It's a mystery. So this is a fun experience. I've never done this before. So I'm
Never have
excited,
I.
man. Yeah.
That's what she said. You know, yeah. About that.
There was that one part in the game that was sad, where my man's little brother turns into a zombie.
Cold. That episode was cold
sad.
as well.
That was so sad in the game, man. Because
And
like,
then man kills him.
you lot actually like...
Hoping they won't pick me up. But I guess to say something.
I feel like in the worse your situation, the funnier things can be.
Morbidly funny. Yes.
Like you see
I like
people
that.
in war and stuff.
Yeah.
Man said their friend's arm gets blown off and they're just there busting
Busting
up.
up.
And
That does happen.
That's
That
like one
actually
in a
does
million.
happen.
It's like 1 in a million people.
It happens
No,
enough for it to be.
Most
for it
of them
to
get
be
shell shock and they get PTSD and they're like, oh shit, I don't want to do this.
In the moment,
There's a
though.
lot of people as well.
It
But I'm
does-
saying
it
there's
can happen
enough
a lot.
people for it to be a thing.
You said most people.
Okay, maybe not most people, but
Come on, man.
I mean, put it this
the way
way,
they joke around with each other.
The majority of
is kinda
people are torn up. If I see you die, get killed by a zombie, I probably won't laugh.
the best
'Cause I'm
thing,
next.
the example of that would be the pandemic.
You know what I'm
How
saying?
many
I
people
wouldn't
were
even watch it. I'll
laughing
be
during
gone.
COVID, bro?
I'd already be
Say that
running.
again?
How many people were laughing during COVID? I know there was a couple. Statistically, there was.
Honestly,
people
in the beginning, I was actually worried. I was
see what I
actually.
mean?
Where
But
was
it's-
she? Where
It's
was she?
because of the propaganda that was pushed on us. Like
That's
the
what I'm
videos
saying.
of when it was in
You know
China,
what,
you saw
yeah?
people in the beds just
I
shaking. and
actually
shit,
believed
yeah.
COVID was a problem until I saw those videos of people shaking in the bed.
Oh,
and
really?
stuff. I saw that and I was like, this is not what's coming to my end. I stopped believing it when I saw those videos.
But we wasn't here yet. That's the thing. It was still. It was still
I
something
know.
over
But
there.
like,
so
I had that like, oh shit, this might be a real like
Yeah.
a proper plague, like pandemic type of vibe. Then I saw
Yeah.
those videos of people dropping and shaking in China, and I kind of just
That shit had
all
me
that fear just
scared,
left.
bro. I
All that
got
fear
really-
left me. I was like, bro, this is fine.
what the hell? you thought just the shakes? Yeah.
No, for me it was like
It's
this.
alright.
I was looking at it, yeah, and I was like, from what? Because like, obviously when you hear about something like that, you read a little bit about it. From what
Okay,
I've
yeah.
read and what I saw, I was like,
It doesn't correlate.
yeah, I was like saying the same thing. I was like, so we're fine. Whatever they've got,
But
we're
because
not
it
gonna
was so
get.
new,
You didn't
Well,
know
you-
what to believe
yeah,
yet.
but just a maniac, bro. Man said, hey, you know what?
No, he's a maniac before the fact. When the fact actually happens, he's like everyone else. I'm telling you.
But I was worried. Well, how was you feeling the first couple months from like March to
Well, the first
I didn't
part,
make up my
was
mind
July.
until I saw like the actual effects it had.
Bro, I didn't leave my house for a
And then I
time.
was like, oh,
That's when
shit.
I became Monster Hunter.
I was always
God.
leaving my house. I was linking this guy like every day during COVID. I think his dad saw me and his dad was like, wow, you guys are really... And I was like, yeah.
Don't care.
I was like, yeah. It's not that deep.
You know, I gotta be honest, yeah.
I just stayed away from the old people. Like my dad
Did you
and
catch
everyone.
COVID?
Like, probably...
Yeah, I caught it
Twice.
twice.
You caught it
Caught
twice.
it twice. Did you ever catch it?
I still haven't got it.
And we were
Twice.
together.
I
Think
actively-
about it.
Hey, man.
We were together and we did catch it.
I actively tried to catch COVID.
I came to your house when I had
catch
COVID,
COVID.
on Christmas.
Yeah, but
You didn't tell anyone.
I did. I said I had COVID. Then I said I got over it, but really I didn't get over it. I still had COVID.
So you
lied.
didn't-
You lied,
you
like,
didn't-
I
lied.
didn't
You
want to
lied
be
still.
home.
He lied.
I didn't
He lied,
want-
yeah, he
It
lied.
was one of them ones where I was like, I cannot be home right now. I've been home for like 5 days now. It's Christmas.
I remember I came and I said my brother had COVID and Jules lost his mind. He's like, how are you here? And I think said the same thing. I think they were like, how are you here? And I was like, are you serious? I was like, are you serious? I hope you both feel like idiots.
You know, when I remember when they were doing that furlough thing.
Oh,
And
furlough was
one-
That
lit.
was bad.
I would see every day, like I go to work and someone from work gets sent home.
I was getting like 60%.
And every morning you have to do the COVID test, and every morning someone else is getting sent home. Tell me, when these
Something
people
like
would not get sent home, they're still getting paid when they're at home. Not
Yeah,
doing
of
nothing.
course.
I'm there for the whole day. Just get. You know what I'm saying? It's longer now
You
as
get
well because
pissed
there's
off.
not as many people there.
Yeah,
Whatever. You know, so I was like, cool. You lot are catching COVID. I'm messaging these people still. They're telling me they're fine. They're not feeling no fever.
Some of them
They ain't
tissues,
got-
please. Let me rub it
Bro,
on my
I was like,
chest.
let's go buy it. As soon as they done the test, oh, it's positive. I was like, yeah, let's go buy the split, bro. I was like, yeah, let's go do this. Yeah, let's go.
He was trying to
Bro,
catch it.
every day
Give me that
for
tissue. Let me just
time.
rub it on myself.
For a time,
But
I
your
was
brother
trying
had
to get
COVID, and you
COVID.
were smoking with him.
And I still didn't get it.
My brother had COVID.
I was doing tests
Didn't get it.
every day, bro.
To be honest, it took me a
Didn't
while
get it.
to actually catch it, and it was only because I was in a party, and you know them sweaty parties, and there's a small room, house party.
It's just
vibes,
swampy.
When
and
you
it
can
was
smell the
swampy,
heat.
and you can smell the heat. And then at one point, like I remember Dan took off his shirt. He's like,
Of course he
dancing,
did. Of course he
getting
did.
lit.
Turn the
There was
party.
this one girl like twerking, and it was one of those like we turned up the party.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
we got there, it was dead, but.
Of course.
Once we
When
got
Cosmic
there,
arrives,
we turned it
it
up.
turns up.
And then next thing I know, I remember we went home. We're like, you know what, guys? When we got to that party at the door, it was hard to get in, and that was God.
the sign.
That was God being like, yo, you man, don't go in here. But we being the thirsty party hunting people that we were like, nah,
First.
let's get in here, guys. Like, let's try it out.
Yeah.
No holds
And then
barred.
20 minutes come up, the girl comes downstairs, you can come in.
You know.
Lit party. 3 days later, open Instagram of the people that invited us to the party. Yo,
Everyone.
guys,
Guys,
Wally's got
Check
COVID.
yourself, yep.
And then he's like, what? He said he got it from Rose. And I'm like, isn't that the girl that was dancing with?
Man
This
just connect the dots, bro. Man connect the
And
dots.
then we were connecting the dots, and I
It's
was
the
like, then I started going
calculations.
like, wait a minute, I feel a bit woozy, and I was like, ah, shit.
You know what it is, yeah? I feel like I came down with a serious illness, but it just wasn't COVID.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
flying about.
It wasn't COVID.
Nah, man. Nah, what, the flu?
The flu.
It's
don't
like,
know,
what else is
serious
it going to
illness.
be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I can't. The second
They're
time I
basically
got
the same
it,
thing.
the second
The
time
flu
I
can
got
kill
it,
you as well.
I got fucked up. I can't lie. I was literally bedridden, bro. My body was so sore.
Can
that I
Chase
was-
smell yet?
Yeah, Chase and Zach can smell now, but they
Okay.
had to retrain their noses. I didn't get none of that
retrain?
stuff.
Chase,
They
no,
couldn't
Chase
smell.
couldn't smell. Zach couldn't taste, and it was like that probably
I didn't
like
have that.
6-7 months after they were cool with COVID.
Yeah.
Do they have vaccines? Do both of them have vaccines?
Chase got vaccinated.
You know what? Yeah, COVID is
It's over.
bun COVID, bro.
Bun COVID,
It's
bro.
all
The whole
lung.
booster
It's
and that.
all lung.
And now, quickly, I want to provide everyone with a bit of context, though.
Go
Because
on.
we got Tino here,
Contextualize.
Yes,
we got A here, we got Zayn here.
Yeah,
How
'cause
did
that's
we
me,
all
that's me.
actually really meet?
That's a really good question.
How do we all actually really meet? I know how I met you. I think I met you a bit too early.
I'm pretty sure we spoke about going to the same school on the podcast
Yeah,
already.
you know what I'm saying. But how did we all link up with Tino and Cosmic?
It's actually Tar's fault.
Taha's fault.
Taha.
You blame him?
No way. Taha was actually the
It's fully
the
Tar's
catalyst.
fault. Fully.
He says fault like he.
I'm not even
he's bad.
surprised. No, but I'm
But like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
I'm
Like, honestly,
surprised.
if it wasn't for Taha, I was never gonna be. First of all, he's the only reason I was going to those warehouse parties. Second of all, the actual party that I met these lot at, I think you were there. We weren't gonna go. I don't know if you were there. Someone else was there, but we weren't gonna go because I was tired. You know when you're tired and like you're just like, fam, it's cold outside.
Yeah, yeah.
I do not want to
Is
step
the arcade?
outside.
It's the universe, man.
No, it was by the funk,
Ballet Funk.
Ballet Funk.
Yeah.
That's it. Ballet Funk.
One of our old warehouse parties. That
Sounds like a Brazilian party,
He still
right
had
there.
dreads.
that was the vibe. Yeah, I still had dreadlocks back then.
You know what I'm saying? So then
Samson.
I'm tired. Tars dragged me to the party. I've sat at the back of the party. I've literally just taken everybody's coats and bags and shit, put it into a pile and just kind of like
Laid on it, yeah, yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, yeah. I'm cooling like that. And I think Tino or Dan, one of them two. Bear in mind, there's a whole bag of people. I'm watching these lot perform, innit? They're
Yeah.
performing, they're going hard. I can't really hear what they're saying because the sound system isn't great. But I can see from the
As
energy.
always, as always.
But I can see from the energy and the way the crowd's reacting, they're going hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting at the back. Literally, basically in my own corner. One of these guys comes out of, I think it was Tino. I was wearing those flower pants. He comes up to me. He's like, hey, yo, sick pants, bro. I love your vibe. I had the afro out and everything. He's like, yeah, bro, I love your vibe. He's like, you saying you spit? I was like, yeah, I guess.
Just a little
He's
bit.
saying, like, no, you gotta come on stage. Come on stage. It's freestyle. I was like, all right. And then, I think it was only him and Dan and Chase was there. And then I met Zach later and then Tay later. And I still don't really know Tay. You know what I'm saying?
Tay's an enigma, bro. Tay's a mystery.
I still don't know Tay.
He's
He said,
actually
what,
a
is he bottom of the
mystery, bro.
league? That was,
might be bottom of the
oh,
league.
that's you. Sorry.
Unless Benarab's bottom of the league. I hope he's bottom.
They're
of the
talking about the fantasy
Fantasy
Yeah.
basketball.
NBA
fantasy.
fantasy.
I just remember there was one point I don't know if it was. I think it might have been that same night. What's his name? Your G. Not your cousin that came to the studio. Is it
Fareed.
Fareed.
Oh,
yeah. Fareed came up to me like, "Yo, bro,
I love you.
Yo, bro, listen, you guys are sick, bro. You need to hear Santos spitting." I don't know if it was before or after the cypher.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, come, let's go. I was like, I've actually already met this guy. The guy with the sick pants. Yeah, that guy. He was like, oh, come, let's go in this, like, it's a bit loud in here. Some other guy was performing and it wasn't that good. I was like, let's go in the alleyway, you know, as you do.
Yeah.
So I remember there was a couple of us. It wasn't just me, you, and Fareed. There was like...
Yeah, a couple people.
There was a couple people and then you were just showing me some bars on your phone. And I was just there like, rah, like...
Yeah.
That nigga can spit.
Yeah.
And then he showed me some other songs. And I was like, yo, this one's quite emotional. It's quite sensitive.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this nigga's not afraid to talk about his emotions too on the bars. I was like, okay. Then afterwards, I was like, you know what, bro? Like, you definitely need to meet the rest of the niggas. You know, like you should meet the rest of Cosmic and just see how you're feeling. But you know, if it comes down to it, you got my vote. You know, you got my vote.
Speaking of, that is actually also the reason why I know.
Yeah, literally. Funny enough, it was
What?
We'll cut that. Why I know Zanotti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is Zanotti the one that spits?
No, this is Zanotti right here.
This is another right here.
The sloppy Giuseppe.
I was like, wait a minute.
Because of Richmond.
Richmond, yeah. So you guys know Richmond, right?
Yeah, I know Richmond.
I didn't know Richmond. I met Richmond at an arcade.
What?
At the
Yo,
first
the
arcade.
arcade's out here connecting people. Big up the arcade.
I think I met Richmond at the first
Right.
arcade. He was like, oh, we got I met Taj at the first arcade as well.
What?
And then them two were like, oh yeah, come to this music video shoot that we're gonna do, whatever, blah blah blah. I was like, cool. But these times I know Taj better than I know Richmond, so I'm like, what you saying, you're rolling? Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm rolling. I'm on the way there, I'm like, what you saying, you coming? He's like, oh, I'm not even rolling still. These times already halfway to Barnet, you know what I'm saying? Like,
He left you,
I was
bro.
like, swear. I was like, so what? I was like, do you know anybody else that's going there? He's like, nah, not even. I'm like, fam, how am I supposed to know
my
anybody?
days.
I was like, fuck it, I'm ready on my way. Like, let's go. And obviously, when you get there, you're seeing all these people don't know no one. Everybody's supposed to be in a music video. They all know each other, or at least that's the way it seemed, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I kind of said, I'm just like,
Okay, I'm here now.
I'm here. I'm looking around. Richmond wasn't there.
He wasn't
bro.
even there.
Richmond
He wasn't even there.
So I come to the music
This is a
video.
house, by the way. This is someone's house.
It's not Richmond's house either.
It's not. It's not his house. It's someone.
What is going on?
So Richmond brought me to someone else's house. Wasn't there. I didn't know no one in the house. Everybody in there knew each other.
It's funny that he even got let in.
You know what I mean? So I was
was
like,
this Richmond's music video? The bounce,
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah,
baby,
yeah,
bounce,
Yeah, we'll
baby,
plug that.
bounce,
We'll plug
bounce.
that.
yeah, that music video was wavy
Yeah, that
still.
video was
that's
wavy
a hard
still.
No, it's
video
not bounce. It wasn't bounce. It was
Was it not
Groove.
Bounce? Oh,
Groove,
Groove.
yeah.
What's that in?
Who
But
says bounce?
Maybe
He does
it's
say
just
bounce
you
a lot.
and me.
Oh, that one. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
that
plug
one.
both.
I think that's the same song.
It's bounce.
Yeah, I think that's the same one.
Is it?
Bounce.
Oh, but
I
does he just?
I don't think it is.
He's got the two.
Well, yeah.
Bounce, 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 baby, bounce, baby, baby, bounce, 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 baby, bounce, baby, baby, bounce, bounce,
Yeah.
bounce, baby, bounce, baby, baby, bounce, bounce. Swah. So last time we got groovy, yeah. Now we're trying to live our movie. This is the sequel, but each line is more juicy. The moment I met you, I had to shoot my shot like Rooney. Yo, when I'm all alone, yo.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, and then I was like, cool. You know, I got some spliffs on me. I need some tobacco.
Yeah.
Let's get to rolling some weed. So obviously, as you do when you don't know anybody, the first, you're just trying to break the ice. It's just, are we saying you got a cigarette? Are we saying you got a cigarette?
The best.
Anybody got some
icebreaker.
chip?
The
We saying
best
anybody got?
icebreaker.
They're just
The
walking
best
around the
icebreaker.
whole party. No one smokes in this whole thing, bro.
Wait, what?
No one
Yeah,
smokes.
no one smoke. No
So
one
I'm
smoke.
asking everybody, nah, we got alcohol though. Nah, we got alcohol. Bare alcohol.
Yeah. Oh,
No
so
smoke.
much alcohol. I can't.
Bare alcohol.
Music
Like,
videos
stupid
normally
amount of
have
alcohol.
ridiculous amounts of alcohol.
And yeah, he got there. I got to him. I think he had like one cigarette on him. You know, them ones got.
I had one
split
zoo
that.
left as well.
I had to
funnily
like
enough.
split that into like 3 or 4 spliffs.
Yeah.
You had to make it last.
Bro, this was I remember that.
But
completely.
let me tell you, when we left there, we were twist up.
I've worked in secondary schools.
Yeah.
Well, what's it? How long have I? Probably for like 3 years as a teaching assistant. And before that, I was a maths and English tutor from the age of 17 to like 23, so 6 years. And at least once every 3 group of young boys, Hitler would come up every time I was at work.
That's because he's taboo, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's what I'm wondering. It's like, but there's so many taboo people.
But
Why
they
Hitler?
want him to
Because
be
he's the main.
the
He's
big
literally
bad.
the main.
Big bad.
He's not the main, but
They
they
want
want
him
him
to
to
be
be
the
the big
You don't
bad.
think
But
he's
they
the
would
main?
talk about it.
No,
with
the
recent
way
history with the
the
key
way
man.
worse people.
I'm saying about I'm not saying as in who done what worse. I'm saying the main antagonist of the recent history of 1900s to now. The main like
No.
Isn't Gaddafi
propagated.
closer to
I'm
us
saying
than Hitler
propagated.
is?
I'm not saying like
Yeah,
what
but
he done.
Gaddafi was a
It's
psyop.
not what he done that I'm saying. I'm saying it's
is not.
propagated because
he's a good geezer.
He's a good
Is
guy.
he?
Yeah,
He tried to unify
unite
Africa under
He
one
is-
coin.
Didn't he have bare fuckery going on?
But everyone did.
That was propaganda.
Everyone did.
Oh, all right. Well,
I mean,
I ain't done no.
then again,
yeah.
he was partially a dictator, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying he was perfect.
I ain't
to be
done no
honest,
research on him. I was just throwing
America
that
done
name.
what America does, and they don't remember in the early 2010s, the North African countries, a lot of them started to have revolutions, like back to back. Start of Egypt, I think. Yeah.
Coney 2012.
No, not Coney, but yeah, but all of these North African countries.
so bad. Yo,
Coney was that was a vibe. I can't lie.
that
bro.
was a that was the
had the
first
wristband
viral.
and
That was
everything,
literally a vibe.
That was the first viral like moment for
Yeah, probably, you know.
like,
Oh my
they
god.
had the wristband. They came to my school, bro.
I had a shirt.
Coney was a vibe, yeah, man.
They never found Coney, and
I want
they got in
a
trouble.
My shirt said free Coney though.
You had a T-shirt.
It said free. It was an anti.
Free Coney.
Because this is like 2014 or 15, yeah, way after Coney, and I remember my cousin had this, yeah, and I was like, give me that shirt, bro. That shirt is fucking gangster, bro. Hashtag free Coney. Dr. Coney.
What about like, what was it, Rwanda?
The Rwandan genocide.
What's going on in Sudan right now?
Fuckery. Americans
Well,
fucking
Americans
doing
being
something.
Americans.
But Americans doing everything. That's why they
Now, you know what? Let
they
me
push
not-
forward these pieces of these people that they want to be seen as the big bads. You get what I'm saying? Because they want to cover up
No,
a
I
lot of their
understand that, but
fuckery.
that's why I'm trying to say that to him.
I wasn't
Yeah,
denying
yeah,
it at all. What I was saying, back to that original point, was about how North Africa, a lot of the countries back to back in the early 2010s were having revolutions, yeah. This wasn't random. This isn't something that like, oh, you're revolting, so I'm going to revolt. It's okay, let me invert commas. It's saying like
America does that with
100%, but
everyone, though.
America does this.
Everywhere.
They've got a lot of history of doing this. Whether it was South America with Venezuela, and
What's the most
It was
recent one?
Vietnam.
Ukraine.
In the 80s.
Ukraine was probably the most recent one in
Yeah.
2014.
in North Africa, they incite revolution through like.
Yeah.
Like
going
coups.
here and there
They're
by
called
saying,
coups,
"Oh, here,
right?
Yeah.
here's some
Yeah. They stage a
intelligence.
coup.
Do that." They prop up false leaders as well, which is what then once they have the false leader in power, they control the country pretty much.
Have you seen
know what I mean?
Zelensky? Have you seen this guy? The
guy was a comedian, you know.
ruler of he was a TV personality. The leader of Ukraine apparently. This guy.
He's an actor. No?
Yeah, he's
an actor,
yeah,
comedian.
he is. He's living life right now, fam. Dressing up in them cargos and them fucking shirts and shit, and going
Oh,
around
on the green screen,
and shaking
on the
people's
green
hands and shit in
screen.
it, fam.
But do you know what's crazy?
Like it's
about
wild. It is wild what they're doing.
Well, yeah, but nobody cared about Ukraine before they got invaded, didn't it?
Of course not. And now they're sending millions and billions
But
of
they have a
money.
lot of like. Do you know the amount of donations that have gone
Bro,
to
bro,
Ukraine?
Bro, do you know how much money
Obviously,
America
like
Billions
you know,
and billions.
Do you know how much money
R.I.P. to
America?
anyone
Yeah, people are
who's died
dying,
in the
but people are
conflict.
dying in a lot of places.
You know,
yeah, that's true.
Spread that money.
you know what's crazy? I don't. Maybe it's because I just haven't done my research, but I haven't seen any headlines about like the death toll over there in Ukraine or even Russia. I see a lot of Russian captured soldier is now being released. English captured soldier is now being released. Ukrainian, you know what I'm saying?
Or
Are they,
black
like-
people cannot make it on the train.
Oh yeah, seeing bare racism.
That was
in
wild.
it.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
Wild.
And then you see when they came over here in Ukraine, to England as refugees, that people
Yeah,
in
they were
England-
taking them in. I mean, not that they shouldn't, but
Yeah,
like,
but it was just
but
like-
then look at the current situation we have with the immigration
Yeah, yeah.
crisis that they're trying to push.
What's his?
But they're not seen as immigrants, they're seen as expats.
Are you
Yeah,
seeing what's
because they
happening
white,
recently?
bro. Yeah, they're
the
white.
recent the prime minister said recently about how he's gonna deal with refugees now.
What, by giving millions to France and Rwanda?
No, he said now if you come on a boat, you're getting straight shipped out. Like if you come on any like illegal means, we're not gonna try and like put you in any.
But have you heard about what's going on
Refugee
in
housing.
the actual place when you make it here legally, right? The asylum seeker.
Yeah.
And apparently there's kids getting kidnapped from them because the security is so poor,
lax.
and that they're not even
Makes
actually
sense.
taking care of the asylum seekers
Yeah,
in
yeah.
these buildings. It's like them when we're here in Britain criticizing Donald Trump for the ICE detention centers.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just about to bring that up.
It's actually, I'm not gonna lie, like UK, we
the
need
same thing.
It's not any better.
Oh,
They never are. They never are any better though.
We need the
Please
TV remote.
select OK.
Technical difficulties.
ejectile
hold
pseudo curve.
No, but then all these countries have a very similar monopoly where
You know what it is? I feel like we should just leave everyone to their own devices. You know what I'm saying? No one should point the finger, especially America and Britain. should be the last two countries to be pointing the finger at anyone and
But they're the ones
anything.
they're the ones that are putting their hands in every
Yeah,
pie.
we're just here
You know what I'm
observing,
saying?
man. That's all we're here to do.
Do you know what's funny? This Ukraine and Russia situation is really it's a war between America and Russia, but it's just a proxy war.
It's been a war for years.
Well, if they start fighting, it turns into a world war.
No.
That's the thing. They're not
But
gonna
what?
fight, but they're gonna fund the fight. They're gonna give Ukraine the weaponry, the money. Bro, the main thing I was gonna bring up earlier was how much money America gave them. They
Billions.
gave them
Billions.
It
so
sounds like
much
money
money.
laundering,
They literally
bro.
printed out billions of dollars, which
And you know what's
which
crazy?
is
The poverty-stricken areas
Yeah,
in
exactly,
America
exactly.
are
All this money-
still they are so bad that some places in America could be considered a third world country.
definitely,
Yeah,
bro. There's
it's
places like
so
Skid
bad.
Row
And
places
Flint,
like Skid
Flint
Row, where there's-
Michigan,
yeah, literally,
awful
water's
water
not
and
good.
stuff like that.
Bro,
Know what I'm
they
saying?
printed so much money and they literally act like inflation isn't a thing.
You know,
which
I
means
actually-
inflation really is not. It's a concept. It's not an actual like guarantee where if I print more money, there's going to be inflation. No, it's a concept.
I call it quantitative easing.
Literally, bro, it's a
Easing.
concept. The amount of money they printed is actually so funny. Yeah, you know. Let me actually get the actual number. You're gonna see. I'm gonna say it, and you guys are gonna be like, huh?
The gold standard, something like
America
that.
has given 46 billion to Ukraine.
46
That's crazy.
billion.
46 billion. That money could solve world.
How much have we
hunger.
given? How much have
See
we
the
given?
FDA, yeah.
5 billion.
The FDA
We've
is
given
so
the second
bad.
amount, most.
There are so many sectors that America could be. I don't even know. I'm not even into the news or anything like that.
We've
But
given
there
more
are
than
so
Europe,
many
bro.
sectors
What the hell?
that America could be pouring that money into just in their own country.
Their own
Don't
country.
even
But there's
look
a reason.
don't even look past your borders.
Yeah,
Inside your own
literally,
country.
literally.
Well, charity
wouldn't it-
starts at home, bro.
That's not, for real. But wouldn't it make more sense for America, like as a country, to become a bit, maybe not bigger, but a better country to spend that money on themselves?
The thing
How
is,
does that not make sense?
Because they don't want to.
In terms of like improving your country?
yeah.
They don't want to. When you have federal
Wait, 'cause
states
there's
and
a reason.
stuff,
There's
everything's
literally a reason.
everything's so divided. Everyone's
the-
like, we're out for ourselves.
exactly. It's
See,
Then
these
who-
states
so what-
are
so
these
where
states are
these-
little countries
So
themselves.
where are
You know
these
what I'm saying?
donations coming from?
Well, this is where
The
it gets
government.
deep because what I'm starting to realize is that we say America, we say the United Kingdom, but really we're talking about a very small group of people.
Lobbyists.
Lobbyists,
Yeah.
and then whoever funds them. So
Yep,
we also get
literally.
even higher. We start talking about like the World Banks
Yeah.
and
Do we have
the
the other
United
one?
Nations. As a government person, when you get you do your degree, you
Yeah.
get into the government, you think, oh, finally I can make change. But really, you're like 8
You're not making
levels
enough
change.
below
Literally
the level of access
and
to
to be
actually
honest, even if you
implement
want
that
to make change, you'll get if you start going the opposite direction to what the actual narrative is, you're just gonna get pushed out. Yeah.
100%.
Bro.
No,
It's,
they'll smear you.
there's
they'll just smear
there's a
campaign.
reason why poverty is a thing. There's a reason why they have so much money yet they won't sort out all of these problems.
No, poverty is a
It's-
scam.
It's literally. They
Poverty
need-
is a way to
it's-
make money.
This class system is this class system has never changed, bro. Like people think that like from medieval times to
Yeah.
now we've changed that much. We haven't
We're
changed
still in
that
the
much.
feudal system, boy.
We've just changed from who said it? I listened to a podcast recently. I forgot which one it was, but they said the only difference is instead of castles, it's mansions. Like instead of royalty, it's government officials. Where like poverty is going to always be around, so that there can always be a class system. If you just gave everyone money to survive, or to live, if everything was equal, if wealth distribution was a thing,
Was that communism?
Yeah,
would
let's
be
be communists.
it would be communism.
But that's what I feel like the problem is. The problem
and
lies
communism.
with these labels. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How we
Yeah,
get
I
everything-
hear that.
So everyone hears communist and it's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just do your thing.
I agree with that actually. I think that's why I wanted to step away from the idea of like America, UK, the government. I'm like, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, these people have shown to us for how many thousands of years that they don't care
Forever,
about
bro,
us.
forever.
We had something good with Jeremy Corbyn. I won't lie to you. We let it go. America had something good with Bernie Sanders. They let it go. You know what I'm saying? And
Poor
now
Bernie,
it's
bro.
just, it is what it
Maybe
is.
it needs to start from within our own communities. Perhaps if we can, like, I think that's where we get collective anarchism. I saw this on the internet. I don't know where I saw it. Where like you get people together, you educate them about
Yeah.
what's happened in the past. You educate them about governmental policy, and then you get them to educate their kids and people in their communities. You do it street by street. Then eventually you have whole boroughs.
Yep.
That are educated, because I really think that's the thing. We've been dumbed down.
Yeah, 100%.
We're all on TikTok. We're all on Instagram. We're watching BBC.
You know what I would say, related to what Tino said earlier about how we're getting dumbed down. I think in the current zeitgeist, we're getting dumbed down, but we're also getting smarter in a way that because we have so much access
Yes.
to everything, we can see through bullshit a lot easier than back in the day when we couldn't.
Yeah,
Like,
discernment.
A
We've
good
got
thing,
discernment now.
a good example of this is situation with Joe Rogan where he was inverted commas took horse dewormer to cure COVID which is 100. It wasn't horse dewormer I forgot the name of the thing was, but it 100% worked a lot of media outlets in America like NBC, ABC, whatever they're called all of those were like smearing him, bro, like completely like just smearing him, saying horse dewormer blah 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 and it got proven that what he took works. And people, like, a lot of people have come to realize, like, wow, the government really...
To the point where they've taken what he was promoting, whatever he was taking on his podcast, and they started taking it out of pharmacies, is what he was saying.
Bro, they were literally
they took it out of pharmacies.
Yeah, they're taking it out of pharmacies.
And this is
They're
something
like,
that they used...
Go and take this. And
this is something that they used forever. Like, this isn't something... It was broadcasted by the media as horse dewormer, but it was being used by millions of people before COVID.
COVID isn't new. You know what I mean? Like when COVID came to us and stuff, it's not like this is the first strain. It's COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? There's probably best strains.
It's a respiratory disease that they actually... It's man-made for one. Bro, actually, speaking of the fact that it's man-made, before you couldn't say anything about the fact that this was a lab-created thing. You would be deplatformed instantly.
But then,
it would be misinformation. It would be classified as misinformation. If you said anything that it was man-made, misinformation. But now they're coming out. All the people in the WHO are coming out saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, it is man-made. Oh, we're sorry."
I don't know if it's still the case, but during lockdown and stuff, I remember YouTubers. Like, it doesn't matter what context you're saying the words.
You couldn't say
COVID, you couldn't say Corona.
Away, bro.
Bro, videos were getting flagged and removed and stuff.
Same thing Instagram, innit? They'll bring up the whole thing, like, this is incorrect.
Like, this is fact check.
Factually.
What's it? Green Tea playing the thing, fact check the fact checkers.
But you have to.
And we have to.
You can't let social... That's the problem right now with social media as well, is the lobbyists that got into government got into social media as well.
Well, big
but
tech,
that's the problem.
That's big tech, bro. Remember Cambridge Analytica? How these men literally use social media and big tech to sway voters in America.
Yeah. Bro,
that was the testing grounds.
That's with the Hunter Biden laptop.
Oh god! And they just got rid of my man's laptop.
Bro, that is probably one of the most
situation because
egregious.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm sure these guys at home don't know what you're talking about either. Whose laptop got taken?
Hunter Biden.
Joe Biden's son.
Hunter Biden.
It basically had a lot of bullshit on it, and
the child porn style bullshit, terrorism style bullshit,
like official government or
it's just a lot of stuff.
There was a few weird child porn.
It probably had Epstein's flipping flight.
Everybody's got them. Why have they all got it on their hard drives?
They're all doing it. Bohemian Grove.
Where's Alex Jones when you need him?
You know, I was actually watching the Ghislaine Maxwell interview on ITV.
Ghislaine.
Sorry, the documentary.
That name is terrible.
You see that? You see that them shoulders that they were. Bro, you know how many people they were rubbing shoulders with? Everybody and their son.
But everyone going there, I feel like everyone, because I see like Beyonce and shit on that list and shit, and I was like, not everyone going to this island could have been doing.
No. The thing isn't that the people. The reason that a lot of these people. One second. The reason that a lot of these people are getting in trouble is not because they were doing stuff with these underage people, whatever. Is that the whole island was populated, like the workers were mainly underage girls and stuff like that. This is it. And everybody was just turning a blind eye. Yeah, they're bringing us our drinks, they're doing this, they're doing that. They might not even be seeing the fuckery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just the fact that it's the whole island is all the workers or whatever are like, you know what I mean? The majority of the people
there. How underage were you talking?
From I think the ages were like 14 to 18.
But then it gets weird though, because you have so many. For me, it's like I saw this quote somewhere where someone said like, how many times when a scientist is doing a test, right?
Yeah.
You have a sample size of data, and you test something again and again and again, and only when it repeats often do you consider it a fact, right? With these conspiracies that we're discussing here, or these things that are now coming out, these people have done it again and again and again. People in these circles of power being found to have like things on their laptop again and again, and then just bailed out again and again and again. But this is a conspiracy. But if I was a scientist and I did this as a test, I'd be like, yo, fam, this is.
Do you know why? Do you know why I think it can be still seen as a conspiracy? Because there's too many factors. When you're doing a test, whatever hypothetical you're testing, you're controlling everything. You know what I mean? You're controlling the whole environment. When you come with these things. It's like, all right, Epstein. I personally think somebody like they got Epstein killed off. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
This guy.
But that has nothing to do with the problem.
No. What I'm saying is like just in terms of this, like knowing what to believe and what not to believe.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, cool. Let me put it like this: the child porn on my man's computer. He might, you know what I'm saying? He might have just had bare fuckery about government officials on that computer or whatever. This isn't
the first government official that we've seen doing it. I think that's Tino's point.
I'm not saying that it is, but that's also my point. These guys could just be throwing this child porn on everybody's computer. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it's a fact.
But
that's why it's a fact, because we've seen it time and time again.
No,
you know what I'm saying? The same people in the same positions are doing the same things over and over again.
No, but I'm saying,
and it's only now it's not considered a fact.
To the idea of it being
to defame someone. To defame
yeah.
someone. Like it was say if Tino was a government official, I'm not saying that he has anything on his laptop. He might just have all the proof. Like, yeah, these men sent me bare emails and whatever. This, that. Well, you know, whatever he decides to do, if someone feels like, yeah, maybe he's got too much information, let's throw some child porn on his laptop.
You're liable as well. You're responsible as well. If you know something and you don't say something, you're as guilty as the other people, bro. But then, it's joint enterprise.
But then think about how dark it can get, because they can just pull up to you and go, look, bro.
Yeah,
they don't even need to use a gun. 100%. They can just be like, look, we've got your cloud, your phone, and we have put this on it. Mm-hmm. If you try anything,
you're liable.
But that's the new age. That's the digital age. That's where we live in.
You see, before
I
like
can
now,
get blackmailed with nothing but ones and zeros.
Only when you're someone, though. When you're no one, I can't get blackmailed like that.
The conspiracy is that before the cloud, what like Epstein would do is he would compromise you by bringing you to the island. Like any like high official, anyone that's super
innocent.
famous, anyone. Anyone that's like super famous or an official, like would get brought to the island. Pictures would be taken of them on the island. They might not even have done it, but the fact that they're there,
hey yo, what's this? Coke smells funny.
That's
why catch his gun real quick for me.
Bruh.
But yeah, stop. Once you come to the island, you're gonna be compromised. And now that you're compromised, you're gonna. I'm gonna have a certain amount of control over you.
Yeah, you're blackmailed. That's it.
That was the big thing with Epstein. Everyone was like, how the hell is like he got so much money? How does he have so much control of situations?
That is crazy.
Because he knows so much.
But bro, like I was saying earlier about Bill Clinton, in 1 year, 2002, 2003, he went there 4 times. In 1 year.
1 year.
4 times.
Even Prince Andrew wasn't that heavy.
Yeah.
I think his one was like 8 over the course of like 4 years or 3 years.
But then mummy used taxpayer money to bail him out, innit?
Yeah.
So,
Prince Andrew's a pedo, blood.
Is she actually his mum?
Who?
The Queen.
Yeah, she's his mum.
Damn, so mummy did bail him out. Shit.
It's fucked up over there.
Apparently he got his titles, not his duties taken away from him.
But who cares?
Oh my god,
Basically,
he has less work to do.
Bro.
Oh my god, he's got less work to do.
And he's still a prince.
No.
He's still a prince.
And you still get some money.
Bro.
Oh my god.
But of course the Queen's gonna do that. It's the same way that the Pope moves around all the priests that are funneling kids, yeah. The Pope just brings them to the Vatican. They're safe over here. Then he just relocates them. Bro, do you know how much evidence there is of people getting relocated?
Please, man.
I've put someone on the bench for a minute.
I've relocated you 6 times, bro. Stop,
man. Leave those damn kids alone.
I think that nigga's in on it as well. I think my man's in on it as well still.
They bring him the most angelic, cherubic kids.
I think he's like, okay, what you guys are doing isn't that bad, but please, you're doing it too loud. It's too loud. Quiet down.
Let me show you my room. Come.
Yeah, come. Pull off a bit.
You gotta leave the disabled kids alone, bro. How are they doing disabled kids, bro?
They're doing it to disabled.
There was this documentary.
Open the door.
What it's called, yeah. But like,
no, don't hold on, this nigga, bro. Hold on.
Open the door.
There was like a group of disabled, like deaf kids.
They can't hear what's going on.
No, this ain't funny.
They can't hear.
This is so dark.
This is dark.
They can't hear their friend get.
Oh,
no, we coming.
Guys,
behind and deaf, he's just chilling.
We need to mobilize against these people.
Yeah, bro.
This is getting deep.
The guy.
I can't lie. Hey, Patreon did it. Woo! Patreon did it.
Oh shit!
Fuck my life.
Oh no!
I actually can't, because for me it just gets to the point where, like, for example, I won't lie, I've been into what they call conspiracy theories or alternative.
Oh, you missed the episode, bro.
For a long time, you know, and you know, it's just, let's just put it this way: this day and age, like you're saying, we are getting smarter. Like flipping it back to, like, for example, the animation industry right now, bro. People are talking.
Yeah.
People are talking.
Yeah.
You hear what's going on at Marvel, bro?
Yeah.
Great segue.
Even DC.
Can we take a look at your drawing real quick?
Man.
Oh yeah.
Well,
the audience can see it.
Well, no, we'll throw it up on the screen.
Oh,
these people. Real quick.
It's in progress, right?
Yeah, they don't get to see it yet. They don't get to see it.
That is very nice.
We'll make it full screen.
soon there's going to be no books.
Yeah,
Everything's
they
going to be digital. They're getting rid of all
They're
it.
deleting
and
books,
then
bro.
they can change and add and take away whatever they want.
Have
from
you seen
anything.
what's that movie called? Cloud Atlas. No. This movie is a great movie. Watch this movie. It's like a multi-timeline movie where
Is that with Christian Bale?
yeah, it's got Christian. No. It's got Halle Berry, the guy who played Forrest Gump. What's that?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, the guy who played Mr. Smith. That dude is in it.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving, yeah. It's all-star cast.
Yeah.
And it's a really great movie. It's a multi-timeline movie, but in one of the timelines they're in the future. And in this future, they've literally got like banned books, banned songs, banned phrases, banned sentences. Kind of 1984
Sounds
style.
like 984, right?
Yeah, but the way they've done it,
It's not a
because
reference.
everything is digital and futuristic,
Cloud Atlas, yeah.
yeah,
So,
they've literally
I'm
made it so
watching
that this chick is watching like a banned piece of a film, and it inspires her to rebel. And she's actually like a McDonald's worker, and they clone the McDonald's workers. So she's now a sentient kind of version of these workers.
Yeah.
So she starts a whole revolution just from watching one 5-minute clip outside of hours.
Sounded like the
And
Book of Eli,
You know what I'm
right
saying?
there.
It gets to
Isn't
that
that,
point.
Is that the plot of Eon Flux as well?
It's part of everything.
Aeon Flux has
Matrix,
that.
There's everything.
It's like 5
Yeah,
Black
yeah,
concept,
yeah,
yeah.
there's
Like 5
They
posters.
finally
Five
do it,
concepts,
and it's
yeah.
just how it's supposed to be, and then yeah.
Yeah, so this is when you think about it, one of my friends told me like, if you want to know the truth, look at the movies, bro.
For real, bro.
Hey, you
Look
see
at
the
the
Matrix?
movies.
Yeah? You see the fourth Matrix? Yeah.
This
They
one?
do- the newest
The one
one.
that just came out? Okay.
Yeah.
The most
I
They-
didn't watch that.
They
by the
do
way.
this thing right where they like in the Neo's in the Matrix.
Okay.
And they basically layered the matrix that he's in. So let's say the virtual reality that he's in is being layered with things that he knows to be true.
Yeah.
But they're being portrayed to him in ways.
Like his girl and...
It's all different. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Okay.
you're seeing the truth. It's there in front of you. So it's like you're recognizing it to be true. But they've messed with it. So it's now completely
Not a
different.
question.
It's like, fam, it's like
so clever.
you see all these conspiracies and stuff. I was thinking about it as well the other day. Like, imagine Illuminati never been real. It's just something that someone made up to throw someone off the scent of something else. You know what I mean?
Just the triangle.
Literally, it's like, bro, there could be so many things happening around us. So many
Pythagoras.
conspiracies could be true, but there's so much bullshit. It's just like, just take it as it comes,
Yeah.
man. Don't
Yeah.
worry about
I
it.
think that's the overall like message here is that for me, you have to have discernment. Like,
100%.
sorry, back to the animation industry real quick. Marvel are pumping out movies, pumping out content. How do they?
What was it called again?
The crunch.
That's it. Explain what the crunch is.
So the crunch is basically like you've all been there. Deadline, university.
Yeah.
You got 3 days,
Probably.
or school, or GCSE, or
Yeah,
work. You should have started it 2 weeks ago, but you're starting
Yeah.
3 days before your
So
deadline.
now-
So you're staying awake. You got your Lucozade or your coffee or your Red Bull, whatever your drink of choice is,
Yeah.
and you bust out as much work as you can. Right? You
Wow.
get it done, but the tax on your body and
Oh,
your
yeah,
mental
it's big,
is
yeah.
terrible. Imagine that, but you're working on a Marvel movie, and you're not there because you didn't start on time. You're there
Okay.
because
They didn't.
Marvel didn't. Well, they might have started on time, but they pushed their timelines. And Marvel
Okay.
record everything on green screens, right?
Yeah.
Because Marvel like to change their mind about what they're actually going to put into the movie.
So they just wanna change
Sometimes
everything.
right up until a month before release. And the people that feel the brunt of this are the VFX animators.
Sounds like
they'll-
Mappa right now.
Yeah,
Bro,
it is.
I said
Oh.
Marvel's not the only one doing
Marvel
it.
Yeah,
got
no.
it. So now you go flip it to anime. What a great segue. Mappa. They produce stunning animated visuals.
Stunning.
But at the consequence
So much.
of the
The
workers.
workers.
They're
And this is-
underpaid. They're
underpaid,
overworked.
they're overworked.
That's why a lot of them are going to China now. Because
see?
China's animation industry is
Bro,
a
I
lot
saw
more...
a picture of one of the Mappa workers, yeah. His eye bags were so
deep.
bad.
They looked
I
animated.
on God, I was like, there is no way this is real. I thought, this can't be real, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
it's deep, bro.
imagine, man, that's
A lot
taking
of
the love
people-
out of your job right there.
A lot of people also don't realize how much work goes into animation.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So when
so
they're
much.
hearing about the crunch, when they're hearing, oh, Marvel's paying these guys to do more work in less time, they're not really understanding.
Honestly, yeah, the level of work that they're getting.
Like,
But the internet, see, this is where it doubles down. It's like, does it help for people to watch a TikTok of a sped up version of what an animation is?
100%. I think so. Because you watch anything sped up on TikTok. Because I think there's other ways that people could really, but let's focus on this TikTok thing. For you see someone build a house on TikTok sped up. You don't then watch that and think, yes, this will be quick for me if I want to go
No,
do
of
that.
course
You know what I mean?
not.
Like it's like, oh, that is actually a lot of work.
No, but
that
that's
I just saw in
I
this
feel
small
like
amount of time.
very different in terms because we know that house building, like you can see a house get built if you walk outside.
But I'm saying
I feel
like,
like these these kind of methods or like these kind of industries, like there is no like.
No, but I'm talking specifically that TikTok, right? Seeing like the guys speed run
Yeah.
for everything, you don't think like, right, that's a lot of work.
Because
That
I have no preconception already. Like I don't know
You
what
don't
this
know how long
industry
it
is.
takes
Yeah, I don't know
base
how
level.
it takes. Or that's the majority of people as well.
fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of devalues what these people are doing at the same time.
But then they're forced to promote their work
enough.
that way now, because if you're not on TikTok, like as an artist myself, I've been told several times you need to increase your online social media
Yeah.
presence. In order to do that, I have to take on a second job, which is not only am I drawing, I'm now recording my
Recording
drawings and
drawings.
editing it to put it on TikTok
Yeah.
in order to get more exposure,
Yeah.
to get more jobs. And it's like, if you're working crunch at Marvel, how much energy do you have to come home, or at Mappa, or in my
Yeah,
case,
yeah.
you know, as a freelancer and as a musician doing all this stuff, events organizing, I have time to sit down and make stuff on TikTok for people to know how good I am. And it's like, this is where I think you're right. We need a bit more awareness on just how hard it is to do these things.
100%.
This is
Just-
why I do think channels like Corridor Crew Online
Very
on YouTube,
helpful.
they are amazing because they will go through the smallest things and they will just break it down like in a way that you, as someone who has no concept of what they're doing and no understanding of what they're
Well,
doing,
I
you'll
actually
fully
understand.
understand it.
Yeah.
You'll
And
fully understand, like, yo, that looks like it might have taken a week now. You know what I'm saying? You go back to something and be like, right, that's actually a lot of work that someone just done for this little frame.
There's another
You know what I
channel, I
mean?
don't know what it's called, but he's like, I turned myself into Madara Uchiha in 5
seen
that.
days
I've seen that.
with
Yeah,
VFX,
yeah.
and he
Amazing.
shows you the process, and it's
Yeah.
like, you can it's taking this guy days. Like,
Starties, you know that
Yeah, Starties.
Warhammer thing?
Takes ages.
There's another, so there's a YouTube channel, I think it's called Astartes, that is literally just for that short film, the 1 to 5 episodes. Then I think they got another channel, it's basically just the making of. You know what I mean? It's just everything up there is just showing you all the steps it took to get to what you're watching.
Yeah.
And like,
But then again, there are a lot of they're starting to do that a lot now.
no, 100%.
So it's
This is
good.
why it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's
But
probably
I mean, when people at home realizing like rendering alone, forget about
Oh,
everything that you've done
goodness.
before
days
that.
and
Rendering
hours.
alone, right? You get the small. You do a tiny piece of work, and it might not even be something that significant. You'll be standing there for a whole day just waiting for that picture to be finished.
And if it does not come out how you want it to,
you got to re-render
Nah.
that.
Jesus Christ,
Play the game
bro.
all over again.
yeah, Corridor Crew was saying they got I don't know if they still use. There must be new software, but there used to be software where you can't even see a preview of what your thing looked like after the rendering. You'd have to wait maybe a week. Because they're doing stuff for movies and whatnot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're doing stuff like little editing things. And
That's
here
why
and
you need
there.
a render farm in this bitch.
Bro, they're saying it would be a week, and then everything just looks wrong. You spend another week working it, fixing it, and then another week waiting for the next one to get ready.
Now imagine you got like...
And you got to do that in the
You got
crunch.
deadlines.
In
You
crunch.
got deadlines.
You got
Long.
deadlines. But this is the problem. I think when we talk about there's similarity here with obviously the conspiracies in the government and these big companies like Marvel. They're too focused on what we call
The end
profit,
product.
productivity. We need to increase our GDP. We need to
Yeah, yeah,
increase
yeah.
our financial power and our strength, our
They
stronghold.
forget about
on-
human actual life. They forget
Precisely.
about.
And then if we're so busy watching TikToks and just seeing content at a faster rate than we ever have,
Yeah.
we forget about the actual value of the people creating this content.
And that's across every industry. You see the
Yeah.
people that are striking, you see the nurses, the people with the railways, you get what I'm saying? And because it inconveniences us, it's like, why the fuck are you doing that? Yeah, why the fuck are you doing that? Like,
Not-
what the
not
hell?
taking in
Not
mind
taking
why
but
they're
these
actually
people are
doing it,
underpaid, overworked, you get what I'm saying? And these are proper jobs that they're doing. Like, they're putting their lives at risk as well.
And then in the long run, it affects the people who are trying to make more money anyway. Look at Marvel, yeah? Look at these movies that they've dropped recently. And let's not even look at their writing, the script handling, or direction, none of that. Just VFX, right? I feel like the last 4 Marvel movies have had more VFX problems than most of their catalog. Let me say, you know what I mean? Every time, I don't know if it's because our expectations keep going up, but they drop a Marvel movie, they're like, that looks awful. Then they say, all right, when it gets to Disney Plus, we'll have it fixed by
have
then.
it fixed.
What are you doing? Finish your movie and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
release
yeah.
your movie.
Awful.
Man, nobody is waiting for a Marvel movie every year.
It's because they've already set up their expectation. You know what I'm saying? They have, okay, this is the schedule for phase 4 and phase 5. And it's like, we
No,
get everyone
fair
so amped up that it's like, we have to put this out at this time. And we have to do that.
That's
If
the-
you just said nothing and just put it out when you felt like it, like how it used to be, like, fam.
That's the thing. They're pandering to fans.
Yep.
They just literally like. I mean, it was great to see John Krasinski in what's it, Multiverse of
It was there
Madverse.
for like 2 seconds.
Multiverse of Madverse.
You know,
I don't even know the name of the movie. I don't even know
It
the
doesn't
name of the
matter
movie.
anymore. It
I don't
doesn't
even know
matter
the
anymore.
name.
Because there's too many
Yeah,
of them, bro.
Like, it was like, yeah, it's a nice moment. The only reason it was a nice moment is because I spend time on Instagram. And I see on Instagram, everybody's lobbying for this guy to be this guy. If I was just a normal person who didn't... All right, let me say that again. If I was just a person who wasn't on social media, yeah, and I'm just doing my thing... And then I go to see the movie, and John Krasinski shows up, and then it's just another guy. You know what I mean? It's just something that's happened in the movie. Like, there's so many things that happen for pop culture or for fan moments or for nostalgia. It's like, bro, tell a good story. Don't worry about the rest of that stuff.
It's true. We are losing the art of, like, when we didn't have as much technical capabilities, right? People say that the back in the 50s when they made music and they had to get analog instruments and vinyl players and tape recorders. Imagine Jay Dilla making a beat. Man had to press the tape recorder,
actually had
and
to
wind
play
that
these
shit
things
up
in as well.
and get instruments in, and it would take ages to get the recording back or whatever. Now I've got this computer, I've got this mic, I can make a song.
I don't need a keyboard in front of me. I don't need a drum set. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's actually done something to our brains.
100%.
And it's doing something.
Everything's at our fingertips now. Instead of having to actually
everything's too easily accessible. There's.
But is it too easily accessible? Is this like just the natural progression of humanity,
That's
bro?
a good question.
I feel like it can be both.
I feel like we're
But it's not a good thing.
I feel like we're just humans in general are
overexposed.
No. What I'm saying is we're naturally lazy. So because we're naturally lazy, we try to make everything easier for ourselves.
Humans now are naturally
humans
lazy.
in general. Humans have always sought out the path of least resistance. People want to do something.
Okay.
People will always want the easier option.
The easiest way. Yeah.
So the way we're evolving is in the way where we're making everything easier for ourselves. We're not making anything harder for ourselves. The goal is to always make it easier for ourselves. So with like what Tino just said about how music, you can just make it like, what I need is a mic and a laptop, and I got everything. Whereas before, I needed actual like people that could play instruments, blah 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 blah.
But when you think about it, it's not the musicians that are saying, "I want to make this easier." It's the people who create these softwares and everything like that.
It's still what I'm saying about
it's a bit
humans.
mad.
It's what I'm saying. It's still about just.
But shouldn't it be down to the artist?
No, I was going to
musician?
say the same thing that you're saying.
Yeah,
but
shouldn't it be down to the artist and the musician if they want to make what they're doing easier?
To a certain extent, because if you look at music, if you got a deal signed, you might have someone to answer to. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing movies, you might be a VFX artist that's trying to get the best, or you might be an actor that's trying to get the best, but the director or the producer might be saying something else. You know what I mean?
Still, regardless, shouldn't it be down to the individual himself?
It should be, but it's not.
If I'm doing the work, shouldn't it be
down
up
to
to
the
me?
stakeholders, though. This is where
the money.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I think but that's why I'm really saying this collective anarchism, I think it's a solution across all of the things we've been discussing.
But what happens
today.
after the anarchism?
Well, what happens after is you get people.
Communism.
Well,
doesn't work.
Kind of like community. I say community.
You know what's gonna
Community,
happen?
definitely.
You know what realistically would happen is if there was an anarchy situation where we overthrew the government, inverted commas, yeah. Max, there would be a couple months of inverted commas, just
the purge,
bro. Because I'm telling you, people will just revert back to how it was before. There's no government, but there will be an alternative to the government where people will group together and be like, okay, we're gonna
run stuff.
You're gonna take out one evil just to bring another evil in.
I agree with that to an extent.
It's just gonna be a lesser.
But that's also if you believe that
the wrong people
are just inherently evil.
inherently evil.
I think I've said this before on the podcast, where I think people are in general. Again, this is in general. Not everyone is.
Yeah,
but as a populace, people are inherently evil.
I feel like we have the capacity
Same
to
way
be
I
both,
say
though.
people are inherently
I agree with
lazy.
There's a balance. People have the capacity to be both.
We
You know
all
what I'm
have
saying?
what's it called, affinities for certain energies.
We've
innit?
definitely had
And
this
you've also
conversation.
got like the different personality
But
types.
I do agree
You can
with
take personality test.
I do agree with in the sense that like crowd mentality and like one bad apple, that like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
one bad apple spoils the bunch.
That whole
We've
discussed
this already, but
mob mentality. Sorry, that's it.
You're all talking about conditioning. Like, this is what I think needs to be brought in the conversation, is that over these past thousands of years, we have been conditioning human beings to be more and more docile and more susceptible to an authority. You can even go so far as to say the food you eat, what they put in your water, what's on TV, the school system, the curriculum, what you do with your friends, all of these things. It's called social engineering, isn't it? So if you socially engineer people over enough generations, now your mum is going to be telling you what her grandma was socially engineered to think was right by a government and not what her tribe thinks is right. So then there's also what your ancestors did and your culture and what they think is right. But then what I believe, honestly, is that if you have enough willpower, if you have enough hacky, if you got the conqueror's hacky, bro.
I like it.
If you got the conqueror's hacky, you won't let no one, because think about it.
Yeah, I
I've
get
had so many opportunities, like when I was growing up in London, to be in a gang, but I just had enough willpower, even though I saw my own friends joining it, to be like, I'm gonna go home and play on my DS, because if I join this gang, my mom's gonna be like, where'd you get this money from? Who are you rolling with? I'm gonna beat you up. So I'm like, I'm not getting beaten by my mum.
It's that fear.
It's that fear.
keeps you
And on
grounded.
top of that, it's like, I
talk
know
about
that's
this
coming from a
before as
place of
well.
love, whereas these gang members are coming from a place of the energies like hatred, right? Or insecurity, or some other
yeah.
form of engineering where they've been thinking that being bad is good. So what I'm saying is, what if in this hypothetical situation, we get a group of people and we instill leaders who have overcome that need to control people from the place of anger or the place
okay,
of ego.
you know what I would say
if
to
we
that?
can do it like that, maybe the people that are leading these anarchistic groups
Yeah.
might be able to do it
Yeah,
right.
it's all hypothetical.
My thing in that
might.
situation is there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing.
Yes, of course.
Where they will act like they're for you, which is what this is most political systems where they act
systems.
like they're for you, just so that they get into power. And this is why I'm in this situation. I'm the glass half empty, where I have little faith in people, because I just believe that people are inherently evil. Not everyone. Again, this is not everyone. There's people that are optimists who are glass half full. I'm just the pessimist. I'm a glass half empty type person. So I'll always be very, I'll be very side eye to everything that's gonna happen. I always look at it like, what is the ulterior motive here? Because I'm not just trusting.
But when it is by the people and for the people, which we have examples of, you know what I'm saying?
Go on.
Coups and people overthrowing
And how did it
governments
end?
and stuff like that, and
With
yeah,
more
it
coups
probably
and more
ends. It probably
government
ends with the
Well, yeah,
government the
literally.
same, but it's the people. You get what I'm saying? Most of the time, it's the people put there and the people choose. If you do that and you control it,
I mean, look
then-
at how the slave trade ended. People always tell you it's because a bunch of government officials signed a treaty.
No.
Why did they sign that treaty? Because there were
Are you
slaves that
talking about
were
where? Here or in America?
just
Everywhere.
transatlantic slave trade. So you have, I think it's in
When the slaves going back to the plantations and burning down the things,
right,
Yeah, I'm
correct.
saying.
So we all understand that some level
Revolt.
of force is necessary
Yeah.
to control and maintain power. We can accept that. But,
Definitely,
but then
violence
if you look at
definitely is
samurais,
underlined.
really quick tangent,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have a bushido, right?
Yeah.
They have their code of honor.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't bring out that sword unless it's within their code. And it was the same with these slaves. They came from powerful African empires. There was kings and queens that were treated like slaves, who then mobilized the slaves around them. And I doubt he was beating the slaves to mobilize them.
And I
he
feel
was
like a lot of
inspiring
that, a lot of that is down to culture, and I feel like we've lost lots and lots of culture. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's very
It's become
important.
commodified.
Yeah, I feel like
And that's
it's
what
very
Dane is
culture-
saying.
it's
It's
very
like
important.
these wolves in sheep's clothing
You know what
that
I'm saying?
are
Yeah.
appearing. I'm a new age spiritualist, or I'm here for the social change, and or I'm here to tell you here's some holistic therapies.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
really, it's just another version of the problem that they're saying they're here to fix. It's like, really, we have to have more discernment. We have to
Yeah.
look at it like, is this nigga really?
Yeah, yeah.
Is he
Yep.
really who he says he is?
Yeah.
But everyone's a
people-
skeptic nowadays.
It's true.
Which is
Everyone's a
good.
skeptic.
We need more skeptical people in this world. We definitely need people to not just accept what's being.
See, my thing though is just like, it's to what end, bro? Because like everybody in the world could be a skeptic. You know what I'm saying? What does that do? Like everybody in the world could feel a type of way.
Exactly.
Who are you blaming? Who's going to jail? Who's going to replace? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? What will it really do?
And that's
Be
why
Like,
skeptical.
fair enough. They're always like, every step is something or whatever. Every little helps. However you want to fucking say it.
Yeah.
But it's like really and truly at the end of the day, yeah.
It all comes down to human nature.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucked.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's all
I
about
completely
balance.
agree.
I feel like it's all about balance.
I completely agree.
I feel like
It's-
nothing
it's
will ever be
definitely-
100% anything. You know what I'm saying?
But
There'll
we
always be a
need
bit of-
polarity and we need duality. Another
Yeah.
thing people forget is that like the universe operates like on these laws. Like
Yeah.
there's the law of cause and effect, the law of polarity, the law of duality. Like that, for you to know what it feels like to get in a hot bath and feel nice, you
need to
need
be
to know,
cold.
You need to be
know what
cold.
cold
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So we are having these pendulum swings every age, and I think right now we've swung really far towards
Yeah, everyone's an extremist.
totalitarianism and
Everyone's
and we're
scared.
about to swing back.
Because that's all they show us. You know what I'm saying? They don't show us examples of
That is
things
true.
working in the
I definitely
other
agree
way.
with what you're saying, because we only have a small window of what we're actually looking at, and we think that this is forever. We think that what we're looking at is always going to be the same. Like, for example, a capitalist society, we think this is always going to be this, but it wasn't always this, and it's not
bro.
always going to be this. So definitely, if we lived for longer, we would definitely be able to.
Well, but this is why, again, education is so important. If we were using these tools that we've created to just bombard people with like girls twerking and the latest Drake meme and
All
whatnot,
that stuff is banned in China on TikTok, innit?
And for
China,
good reason.
yeah.
For good
Not
reason.
in China, like all the they didn't they isn't like the
You see what they want you to see, yeah.
No, you know what?
The
That's
main
a
thing
really
is like
good
maths
example.
and like it's
And
just
it
straight.
works over there.
This is a good
Yeah, it
example.
works.
This is a good example. Why every government wants to be like China is because China has found a way to control their population. Whether it's good or bad, they found a way to control
they
their
got a social
population.
credit score, which is
Right?
That's
I
what
don't-
America's trying to.
I don't
do, which
think
is a
we
bit-
should go that far.
Oh
Personally.
man, bro, please,
But
cannot
if you
live
take
in this
if you
world
take a lot of
without
Chinese
it.
people out of that environment and they're here, they're like, yo, I want to go back. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, I'm content with being told what to do and living that way because life is simple. You know what I'm
Definitely,
saying?
when you have
These people aren't depressed. These people
You know what?
don't have any social anxiety. They don't have any problems like we do.
You know what I found out recently is like a real thing. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it's a phenomenon.
A
It's
phenomenon.
it's that.
Yeah, you were right.
It's that.
It's a phenomenon
Phenom.
that happens when Japanese people go to Paris, right? And it happens specifically with Japanese people because when they're in Japan, I don't know if it's how they live or whatever, like they have such a they got a very specific vision of Paris built in their head.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they go over to Paris,
Croissants.
they see the dirty streets, they see the gangbangers, they see the transsexual who's naked and crackheaded, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah,
across
yeah.
the street. Big man, these men will start shaking and crying like uncontrollably. Like, they can't help it. Them man are just broken.
That's why Americans think we still eat crumpets and tea and that.
I'm
You get what
sorry,
I'm
but
saying?
I would
People
also
teeth are
love to
bad. Yeah, I'm
see that.
saying.
But it's just like
Stereotype.
they have such like a fucked up,
Strong, yeah, they
a
have-
fucked up worldview.
Yeah, yeah.
That it's like, bro, we came over here thinking, I want to go home now. Let me bring me back to Japan. I'm
Yeah.
good. I don't want to be here in Europe.
Yeah.
One thing about Japan though is they're one of the most depressed countries in the world. Funnily enough,
I'm serious.
yeah, definitely. I don't know about China, and I don't. What you said about China,
Shit, after
they're probably fucked as well.
Hiroshima,
But
Nagasaki, the
It's
tsunami.
because of how distant people are of each other in Japan. Because of their because of their culture is completely different from ours. Yeah, they're a lot more reserved. Everything there is about respect and like everyone's very to themselves. Yeah, like relationships there are like probably one of the worst places to have relationships because people are so distant from each other. Like I'll find out. Yeah, but the depression rates in Japan are through the roof because people are isolated. People are always alone and they're working so madly.
work culture is mad.
Japan's work rate
Crazy.
is crazy. If you sleep at work at Japan, it's looked at as like you're just doing a lot of work. So you don't actually get scolded for sleeping. They just think, all right, you're doing better
I
overtime.
might just go to Japan. You know what it was.
You are definitely the last person.
I might
that
just
go
go
to
to Japan.
But yeah, again, all I'm hearing from all of this
I think
is
Jamaica.
we need to be controlling how we're engineered or
Yeah.
how we are the culture that we are
Yeah.
subscribing to. We need to as people decide, like, for example, these Japanese man, if they were to just for 1 second be like, is this version of Paris that I'm
Because
like,
I'm dying,
just have a
bro.
little bit of like, let me check it out myself and be open to it not being that.
that's old as well.
Maybe they might not be like, shit. And same with us. If we were in China and we were told the government is like this, would we have such levels of skepticism? If
10%.
would we
That's
have
low.
such levels of like,
It's
I want to
undiagnosed.
question all this
I
shit.
I was reading another
I think it
one.
really depends
There's
on
a
the
lot
culture you're
undiagnosed.
around and what you're taught, how you're raised. But I think we can take control of that as
All
well.
of that
like-
starts from the individual.
As-
Yeah,
Down
it
to
starts
you
the
with
have
the
to
individual,
you have
yeah.
to care and you have to care and you have to go get it yourself. 'Cause, even like the lust culture, they make us feel like Rosa Parks and all these people and like the slavery, all these things happened so long ago. We're really not that far
It's never
away
there.
from these things. You know what I mean?
Bro,
It was only in
But
the
it's like
40s
there are
that
people-
Africans were in cages and
There are
stuff
people
like that.
older than us, who don't care about slavery. It's like, blood, it happened time ago.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah, it's
It's like,
crazy.
fam, do you not realize that the only reason you're here is because of of everything that's happened?
If we can't get past that, we can't move forward.
Sorry to
You know what I'm
interrupt you. But anyways, guys, we've come to the end of the road.
Where's the
Lovely.
men?
It's been lovely seeing you.
It's
Been lovely
being
working
here.
with you.
This is a very
Tino, thank you for
informative
coming over.
episode.
Well, thank
We'll
you for
definitely have
having
you
me.
over again in the future.
Yeah, this
You've
got
definitely been a
political.
great guest.
Yeah.
This is it's got very
I mean,
Very informative.
I do love a good political chat.
It's a good
sprinkled in
episode
with
still.
some memes in there, That's my vibe.
I feel like this could have gone any other way if we brought Tino on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love talking
It's
about
amazing.
this kind of stuff.
Yeah, man.
It's very much like,
Follow him.
I like it.
All of that.
And follow
Yeah.
all of us. And we'll see
Don't
you next
follow
week
us.
You got
again,
anything
guys.
you want to plug?
Take
Yes.
care.
Oh yeah. Check out Cosmic Arcade. Check out Lotus Nova. Check out the Batar Born Artistic to Achieve Creative Collective. We got an event coming up soon. We got hella events from all these 3 entities. And keep watching the 3 Cups podcast because this shit is gonna keep getting lit.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Also, I didn't finish the logo, but I'm sure you guys can
will
see
be there.
the
It'll be
progress.
finished by the time they see
the
this.
logo looks great. You can see it. It looks amazing. He did a great job.
Peace.
B-roll, B-roll, B-roll.
Just like the moon.